Hi, welcome to another video with me. Today our topic is you are lonely because you are safe, not because you're alone. And today's activity while I talk will be to remove a bunch of stickers from my books, which I used to place it at the community library, but I've discontinued my membership there, so I had to remove all my books back to my home. And so I will be removing all these stickers, and then at the same time I think this video will be two parts, because I think I will not be able to finish all this exciting information in 12 to 13 minutes, so we probably have to split it into two parts. So why I decided to talk about this topic of loneliness is because I think this is it's like the most common human experience, the feeling of being lonely. But today, today I realized that maybe my understanding of loneliness and emptiness is a bit mistaken. For the longest time, I thought that the feeling of loneliness and emptiness is because I wasn't good enough, and I need to always do something to fill up all this loneliness. And I think in the previous videos, I also have shared about being so intense with trying to fill up all my free time when I started to have peace after I moved out to live by myself. And by trying to pack my schedule to the brim, I was actually being very, very dysregulated, because I literally don't have enough time to rest. Anyways, so the topic of loneliness is that I think for the longest time, not everyone, I'm pretty sure those very like highly evolved spiritual people probably understand the purpose of the feeling of loneliness and emptiness. But I think the majority of us just thinks that it's something to be a little bit ashamed of admitting that you're a lonely person. And especially like, with social media and everything, like if you're always by yourself, it feels like as if you are the problem, or like there's something up with you. That's why people don't like to hang out with you. But then I realized, after watching some YouTube videos, I should probably link the video that I watched, and I think it's so interesting. It's actually about mirroring wait mirroring, okay, anyways, so it's basically about mirroring and learning how to know what are your preference. And I say this because I think a lot of times we don't realize that our little actions that we do every single day, our behavior and our entire personality, is actually, I'm pretty sure for people that are very secure and safe and very regulated, your nervous system is very regulated, you're emotionally regulated, you know how to self-soothe and all these kind of things. I'm pretty sure you probably have a very strong sense of yourself, and you know your self-worth and everything. But I think many people don't even realize that actually a lot of their personality, or what they thought that is their personality, is not because of what they actually like, but because of what they think by having such preferences, it will keep them safe. I know this is like a blanket like thing, right? Like trying to say that everybody's like that, but it's really not. I think many people have a what's that word, have a different, I mean, like, some people will do it more, some people do it less, some people will be more conscious, and some people will be like a little bit more unconscious about all these kind of things. But I think, right, many people are not aware about these kind of things. So basically, I will put the link of the video that I watched, and I think it's really very, very educational and very, very mind blowing. So basically, if you never had a, like, let's say your caregivers as you were growing up were never really mirroring back to you, then in a sense you never really understood what it feels like to have attunement, and so you become really very like hyper vigilant, and you try to like see their reaction and their behaviors, and then you as a child, you will try to do things that makes you feel safe. Because if, let's say, you are a child example and you cry, but every single time you cry you get the response that the caregiver is upset, then after a long period of time you will learn that you shouldn't cry, because that will make the caregiver go away, and that will make you unsafe. And so that's why you learn how to read all these tiny little micro expressions and everything. And as you grow up, you think that this is all part of your personality and your character, without realizing that these are all actually part of your development. And this is not to say that all the caregivers have all the responsibility. I mean, technically they do have the responsibility, but this is in no way shaming or blaming everyone, because many people are also unaware about these kind of things. But not to say that abuse or anything that is harmful to children is okay. Obviously it's not okay, but what I'm trying to say is that we are not, that's my neighbor's dog, we are not blaming anybody here. We are just talking about how development is. So basically, when you don't have that, right, so as you grow up, what happens is that a lot of times we think that, oh, this person is so nice to talk to, this person is such a great leader, such a great manager, every time I talk to her or him, I will feel so much better. I feel always like, seen and heard by this person, and they just know what to say to make me feel better and everything. So this person that is doing all these things, because of how they please other people in such a high level of like very skillful and everything, and so natural, people normally don't think that this is actually people pleasing, but actually this is like the ultimate level of people pleasing. And I'm not saying that every single person that is like that, but if let's say if you are the person that has been receiving such things, and you are also feeling very lonely and empty, even though you are being told that you are a great leader and all these kind of things, then you keep thinking to yourself, why is it that I'm doing everything right and making people feel heard and seen and everything, but why do I still feel this intense loneliness and emptiness? The reason is because they didn't mirror you. That's one thing. Second thing is because by giving so much of the attention and understanding the person and everything, they don't know anything about you. And so after a long period of time, because you have such a reputation, when you finally have the vulnerability to share with people your problems, there is this literal like cognitive dissonance to them. Because how come this person that has always have it all together and able to give me good advices and everything, suddenly this person has problems and is going through a difficult time and struggling? The brain just doesn't get it and just cannot register like, why is this person like this? And so that's why, I mean, of course all this is very simplified explanation, But this explains so many things. It explains so much. And that's why if you feel lonely and empty, then you have to really go through and think through how has your relationship been with yourself. If every single time you are known to be the easygoing person who is really like easy to be with and all these kind of things, and like for example even just simple things, people ask you like, hey, what do you want to eat, and then you be like, sure, I'm actually okay with anything, and then whenever people choose whatever that they want, you are okay to go with their choice. But what do you like? Why are you just okay with going with the flow? Do you not like anything? Why do you not suggest anything that you like? I'm not saying that every single time you must say, I like this, let's go there because I like. No, but I mean, obviously, throughout your whole life, a lot of times you will notice that you're okay to let people have their choice. Like, it's okay for you to give in to other people, and it becomes so easy for you to just give in without realizing that you never ever thought about yourself. Like, what do I like? Like, what do I honestly like? If let's say somebody asks me like hey, let's go for dinner, and they'll ask like, what would you like to eat? And then let's say I say like, hey, I want to eat I say, I'm not so sure, what do you want to eat? What do you feel like eating? So I put the question back to them, right? So in that sense, I'm mirroring them, right? Because they ask me, I ask them. So they feel good. And then they will say what they want. And I will say, okay, let's go. Without really even asking myself first, what do I want? I don't know, this whole topic is so interesting. It's like suddenly, like boing, like there's this new branch of like thought for me to explore, and then suddenly realizing that I'm actually not as lonely and empty as I thought that I was. And obviously I know that there's a lot of things to work on and everything, but it's so interesting, I feel. And let's continue this topic, part 2, in the next video. And you know what, I only removed the sticker for one book because this is such an exciting and interesting topic. And if you have trauma and for the longest time, and you always feel like, why can't I just get out of this like cycle, and why am I always like, I feel like I'm always in the same kind of scenarios and everything. And like I said, I'm not a professional. This is just basically my whole experience and what I've been trying to figure out and like try to learn new things about myself. So this is just my journey, and I really genuinely like this kind of information as well. So yeah, anyway, so if you are interested in this topic, then we will continue in the next video. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.